Hi, everyone, and welcome to another episode of Live Now, where Filippo and I discuss the cars that are currently live on Cars and Bids. And we're going to begin by discussing last week's cars and who won last week's battle. We picked no reserve cars, and, well, as you scroll through the comments, Kennan.
Hey, Filippo, great choices.
Great choices.
Great choices.
But not enough to win. And so it seems that I take that one, which I'm very happy about. But I still think I think we both picked really strong choices last week. And they sold pretty
they
well,
all
right?
sold really well. The 01 was a strong result for 91.
Yeah, that is a strong number.
The GT350R set a really high number. It's a low mile car, but 83.5 for a non-heritage pack car is really strong. That's like
pretty impressive.
2021, 2022 prices, which is quite notable.
Yeah.
It's exciting to see No Reserve deliver yet again.
No Reserve does tend to deliver, and I'm very happy with those results. But we're going to dive into this week's challenge.
Yep.
We are going to amass a garage, around 3 cars, for the price of a new base 992 911. Which is about 100
It's something like 120,000 this year, and starting in 2027 is 130, basically.
Oh my God.
It's a lot of money. I will say, we originally, it's hard. I don't do expensive cars. Right. My life is not an expensive car life. And I had to really push my own boundaries to get anywhere close with a 3-car garage. I think I would have a 7-car garage. 120 grand is all 3 of my cars right now get to about 50.
Dang.
And I like my cars.
You've got a pretty diverse group of cars. But let's jump right in with your selections for this week.
Let's.
The first one, I think the oldest one, is this, which I have to admit is so damn cool. Tell us about
Isn't it so cool?
Callaway Corvette.
Okay, I'm going to lead off by saying, it's going to be controversial. I don't think this car is beautiful.
Well, I mean, I don't think too many people are going to argue with
the aero body kit is not my style. The wheels are not quite my style.
You don't like holes in the front?
This car is so effing cool.
Filippo, you got one badge here and another one there.
Right, which actually
screw you, that's why.
The aero body conversion and the wheels are not my personal style, but the car is so cool it doesn't matter.
Got 456 style.
Take a C4 Corvette, add some twin turbos from Callaway, which is like a noted maker of things for Corvettes.
Yeah.
It's just so cool.
Yeah, it is
so cool.
It is so cool.
Mobil 1 synthetic motor oil, as recommended in the Callaway owner's manual.
That's right.
It's so legit that there is a Callaway owner's manual. The C4 Corvette is not my singularly favorite Corvette, but it is cool. It's iconic. I wanted a convertible in my garage, and this is a raw, experience-driven car. The C4 Corvette, when it came out, people forget this now because cars have advanced a lot, but this was a legitimately competitive vehicle. Mm-hmm. And once you added twin turbos, and like it's like the F3X, FX3 selective ride control suspension, and some of the other Callaway things, it became a legitimate European car. Which Ken doesn't believe, but it's true at the time. And it's so cool. So like you have a convertible, you have the rawness of the 5.7 liter V8 and the twin turbos. And by the way, late 80s, early 90s twin turbos, which is not a modern twin turbo. They're just fun. And I'll say it one more time, fun.
Well, and quasi-vintagey because it is an older car, so you get a little bit more of an analog experience. It's really cool. This is if you showed up to Cars and Coffee, Nick Rochon would be all over this car.
Crazy Nick would be all over this car, which is a good sign for me. This is probably the craziest car that it's in my collection.
What are these worth?
Like 35, 40-ish, something in that range.
Okay. All right, we'll call it 40.
So cool.
Yeah, for 40 grand, it is pretty.
It's so cool, and it's convertible, and my other 2 cars are not convertibles.
Okay.
And I wanted that for Southern California. Imagine cruising around.
Right.
You could not resist downshifting and engaging the turbos every single moment you possibly could. But louder, because also the
because the rumble of it. I can't do both at the same time.
Try it. Try it. Ooh, that's pretty good.
Something like that.
So that is kind of the pinnacle of the collection.
That's
to be honest,
pinnacle of the
it kind of is. It kind of is.
Okay, all right. So we're calling that around.
Calling it 40.
And you're picking that value just like that's. Have we sold one of these before?
No, but looking around past sales, there's somewhere in that.
Okay, because we both kind of use previous.
I want to say
sales
these
that
are not
around.
guesses as to the sale price. These are just broadly, we looked
what the-
online for a minute.
Okay, gotcha.
Except for the next one, which I know the market well for.
Okay, so the next car.
To be honest.
Okay, 997.2 for 4S Coupe. This is
Taillights, some of the most beautiful rear ends. The 997.2 4, especially, you know, one of the more beautiful rear ends for 911s.
Our producer insists that of all Porsches, this is the most beautiful rear end,
Yep.
which is insane.
No, it's not insane. He's right.
It's good looking.
He's right.
No, he's not.
He's right. It is a beautiful
but
rear end, and the .2
It is
997s are notably more valuable for a reason than the early .1s. Way known to have way fewer of the common 997 issue. IMS, RMS stuff, bore scoring, all of that. The concern around that goes away. And this is a 6-speed manual, 60,000 miles, a Sport Kernel Package Plus. It is just like I don't actually feel the need to defend this choice.
No,
honestly, because the
I fully support
997.2 4S is the car. Period.
Well, it's well.
Not period, but
it's a highly desirable car. It's a highly desirable car. This one is optioned very well.
Yep.
And .2s are just uncommon due to when they came out, right in the heart of the recession, and they're just not around.
Yep.
And particularly in like nice specs and seemingly pretty good condition, man. I mean, this one I can't fault you at all for this.
I'm calling this one 50-ish.
So you've got your kind of vintage, insane, grab it by the neck,
very experience-driven convertible, a classically excellent 911.
Yes.
Which is modern enough without losing feel.
So we're 2 sports cars in.
2 sports cars in.
Okay.
But you could daily this car.
Totally. Absolutely. And
when the sun's down, you could probably daily Callaway.
Probably. Well, daily.
When the sun's down.
Daily is in I'm driving it today. I think it's
sun's out,
daily.
Sun's out, guns out, in a Callaway.
Sun's out, guns out. Hell yeah, brother. Okay, so Callaway Corvette 997.2.
And then I needed a good daily family road trip car.
Boy, is this a Filippo choice.
So I picked a Volvo V90 T5 R-Design with the Polestar optimization. Now, most of the Polestar optimized cars were the T6, which had 300 something horsepower. This is the smaller engine.
T5.
My guess is that the T5, which is just turbocharged, not turbocharged and supercharged, will maybe have more durability, long term. And also will get slightly better fuel economy. And if you're going on a road trip, you don't need more than 250 horsepower for your daily driver station wagon.
Not realistic.
You're just cruising around. And it still has the features that I want. The advanced package, really important. That's Pro Pilot Assist, LED headlights, etc. is what you want. And this has it. Actually, I think all V90s have it, but nevertheless. Polestar optimization, it's a wagon. It's spacious. It's comfortable. It's the perfect daily driver while looking good. I thought a lot about this because I would want it to be.
Look nice.
I actually want all 3 of these cars. I would be proud to have a garage that has these 3 cars.
Definitely.
They're all very defensible. They're all very Filippo.
I can see you wanting the Callaway. I can't see you actually owning it.
No.
But I spiritually, you want it.
I would.
Yes.
Somebody gave me $130,000 to go buy 3 cars this week. These would quite honestly be the 3 cars I would choose to be singularly my
If I say, if you couldn't invest it in the market, which is exactly what you would do. But yes, good to go buy. Okay, so
we're going to call this one 30. Has an accident, 50,000 miles, lower trim.
And the 911, what were you calling that at?
Calling it 50. So we're at 120-ish. Which, by the way, leaves another 10 grand, and I could get something like an 80 series Toyota Land Cruiser. I don't know that I would. I might save the 10 grand, but I could. That's how expensive a new 911 is. It is a 997.2, one of the most desirable 997s. A Callaway twin turbocharged
classic
C4
Corvette
convertible, and a excellent daily driver, all for the price of a 992.
Yeah.
Bam. I win. Okay. You can go ahead. You have good choices too.
Well, you think you've won.
I do.
I think I've won.
Well.
So, of course, I'm going to start with the daily.
Oh, sure.
Which is the de facto. If you watch anything cars and bids related, it is so hard to argue with the 928 generation, or 958 as people incorrectly call it, generation Cayenne turbo. But they're excellent. For 25 to 30 in that range, it's really hard to argue with this car. It's fast, it's comfortable, they're pretty robust, they're spacious.
If a seller that goes by Vans from Japan is selling it, it's legit.
Yeah, and this one's decent on the options. Doug would call this car a diaper car. You can get this lower cladding painted black, which does make it look better.
But
And he says if
default
it doesn't have it, it looks like it's wearing a diaper.
This is a good
I don't
spec,
agree
though.
with that. It doesn't bother me at all, to be honest with you. But it is a good spec. Like
Low
all kind of
low
turbos.
miles for a turbo, legitimately.
Yeah, how many miles are on this?
48,000.
48,000 is quite low for a turbo. So this will perform pretty well. But it's Bose sound system. I think it has panoramic roof.
It's got an aftermarket head unit, but that's not a bad thing because then you
it's got
can have CarPlay.
panoramic,
It has. Was this car in
sunroof.
Japan?
Was it in Japan?
Yeah, because it has a Japanese toll car reader. One second.
Interesting. Probably was a military person who took it over.
I
brought it
now
back,
want to
I would
look at the
expect.
Carfax. Give me just one quick second. No, we don't actually know. It was, oh yes, exported to Japan in 2012 and re-imported in 2024.
Wow.
So did the Japanese treat their cars incredibly well? Also, who was driving around Japan
You would be-
in a Cayenne turbo?
A left-hand drive kind of turbo. You'd be
All right,
balling out of control.
Go to the seller's profile. Vintage Japan. Great seller. Follow them. Click the follow button. Follow the seller. You'll get notified when they list a new car.
All right.
You want it. Okay, these are the other cars that are in Japan. Little trucks, little fire trucks, a small Japanese
was
wagon.
our friend Kevin's
an
AutoZam.
Sure. A smaller
yeah.
truck, a minivan, a Mitsubishi RVR sports skier, a Crown, and then there's somebody driving around for 12 years in a Cayenne turbo.
Man, that's impressive. That is really something. That is something.
Wow.
But yeah.
Okay, I
I'm
support
into
this choice. I get it.
Easy choice for me. Easy. The next, all right, so I've got my daily driver, my fast, comfortable daily driver sorted. So now I want something kind of more experiential. And so I've chosen
Experiential or experimental? Oh, both.
Bentley
Okay.
Azure.
Nice.
Personally love these cars. I feel this era of Bentley is just so stately and it's like everything a Bentley should be. And I really wanted a convertible. And so like to be able to just get in this car,
Yep.
pray the top works when it goes down, which in this one it does.
Yeah, it's been serviced so much. It's
And just
gonna
motor
work.
around is lovely. I've actually driven one of these. I picked one up when I worked at an exotic car dealership and brought it back
Really?
from service, of course. And I was stunned. Like the transmission, I think is the GM 3-speed with overdrive, memory serves me, or it's 4-speed automatic. But it like was surprisingly predictive
It's what
and
you
knew
want
what
from
I
this
wanted
car.
it to do.
Yeah.
I actually thought it was pretty responsive.
Yeah. I mean, it's also a mountain of torque. Like you
Monster.
You don't need a more responsive transmission in an Azure.
No, and this is just for cruising top down in
I love this for
California.
you.
Perfect.
Love this for you.
I think this, and these are kind of, so the Cayennes again are worth 25 to 30. These are kind of worth closer to 50.
Yeah.
Generally speaking,
50
if the
plus,
top
really.
is functional, which it is on this
Yep.
one. So like, I think this covers a lot of bases for me. Plus, I mean,
75.
I could squeeze you in the back.
Yeah,
there.
yeah,
I
yeah.
could Fit someone back there and we could all go drive around, go motoring, go Bentleying.
Go motoring. It's definitely not driving. Motoring.
It's motoring. Yeah. When you drive a Bentley, it's motoring.
Okay.
But I
Call
think-
it 80.
That's cool. Okay, so all right, so we're about 8. So I think this one to close it, I needed something fast and fun and kind of aggressive to drive.
Yep.
M2 comp is so hard to argue with. I think these cars are. So this one,
This is the car.
this is
I
kind
agree.
of the car. Yeah, the F87 is like again manual transmission.
Small.
Yep.
I mean,
got
M3,
an
old
M3
M3
engine.
size. but
Exactly.
small.
Got the S55. I think these cars are just fantastic.
They are. Period. And like you can daily it. We
Can
don't
still
want to
daily
you can
it,
drive
you know,
around.
Obviously, they never offered it in a convertible, which is what it is. But I think that this car is just like perfect driving instrument, small, fun, tossable,
Fast.
6-cylinder, manual
Legitimately
transmission,
fast.
everything that BMW like does well, and like enthusiasts love these
Yeah.
cars still with very good reason. And so I think this like offers me kind of what I'm looking for on the driver focused side of
You
things.
want to go for a drive with your friends, you take them too. You want to go cruising on the PCH, you take the Bentley. You got to get to a doctor's
Gotta get
office
some-
in Escondido. You take the Cayenne.
Escondido.
I don't know.
Wow, you think I go to the doctor's Escondido?
I had to think of something. Here's what's interesting about this. I support each of these choices. This is a phenomenal 3-car garage. I'd still rather have mine, but barely. Like mine is the Filippo-fied version of this, but they're both so good.
Your Callaway is more interesting, but
the Bentley is
the Bentley
more. There's different approaches to the same problem. They're both such good approaches.
Yes, I think I have covered my bases like more in the center of like what exactly.
I went a little more extreme, yeah.
And you chose a little bit more of the extremes. I think I kind of hit the bullseye with what I was looking for each one. But again, the fact that you can amass those, if I
quite
were,
a garage.
If I were driving past and somebody had those 3 cars sitting like in their drive, it would be mind-blowing.
Yeah.
But the fact that you can have all three of those cars and have a good time and use all of them and stuff for less than the cost of a 911.
I am going to say that the 992 911 is phenomenal.
Oh, it's a
great car.
But I mean, you know,
and I support anybody that buys one. We have this week right now a 2024 Carrera T Coupe that's live with a manual and sport chrono and 400 miles. That's a great car. It's like the next level. But man, am I not there?
Totally. And I agree.
And to be honest, not there.
I can't verify it's 100%, but I remember watching a video not that long ago that demonstrated that the base 911 adjusted for inflation is actually cheaper now than it has been in previous generations. And I do believe that, but it is still a ton of money. And I personally, I would rather have I'd rather have more cars than just one expensive one like that, personally.
But what if we were Doug? He'd want like a 911 and
I don't know how he would approach that, because Doug can find reasons to argue every single point.
I like this garage for me. If somebody wants to, so that's what listening wants to give me 125 grand, I will accept it and I will buy these three cars. Also,
to be clear, we sold this, just as an aside, we sold the Z8 for 135. So for not much more, you can have a Z8. That's a serious car.
I would rather have a new 911.
No, you wouldn't. That is a V8 manual transmission icon.
Have a new 911.
You know so little, but if you know more than Filippo does and you want to buy a cool, interesting car, you can check out all of these on Cars and Bids currently, and you can go to the community tab where you can vote to decide who won this week, Filippo with his garage or me with mine.
Tell us if Porsche won. Would you just buy a singular new 911?
Or would you just rather have a 911? That's a valid choice too. I think it's crazy, but it's a valid choice. Thank you all so much for watching, and we will talk to you next week.
Goodbye.
Goodbye.